Hello, this is Coach Suiso, and welcome to this video on using the online calculator on Proctorio to solve acid-base calculations. The quality on this video will be a little bit less than recording my screen straight from the screen because I have to use my phone to record because I need to take the quiz or a quiz on Proctorio to show you the calculator, and you can't have any other web browsers open when you're using Proctorio. So I want to walk you through real quick. When you are watching this video, I would go ahead and have this sheet open, or this picture open on the module on that page with the tutorial so that you can follow along with each of the equations that I am doing because I can't have this up while I'm taking the quiz on Proctorio. So we're going to do 3 equations here and show you how to work them on the Proctorio calculator. The first will be solving for concentration when we are given the other concentrations. So we will solve for our hydrogen concentration when we are given our hydroxide concentration. So for that first problem, we are going to take 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14th and divide it by 2.5 times 10 to the negative 5. And I'm going to show you how to use the scientific notation in the calculator. And we will get this number. And if you have this pulled up, you'll be able to confirm that. Our next calculation that we're going to do is the negative log of the concentration in order to solve for pH. So again, if you'll be following along, this one is the tricky one. It does involve something a little strange on the Proctorio calculator, but I will explain it once we get into the video. And then the third one we're going to do is take 10 to the negative pH in order to solve for our concentration. Remember, you could also do 10 to the negative POH to solve for hydroxide concentration. And we will get 3.09 times 10 to the negative 5. So again, have this pulled open while I'm going through it next to the video so that you can follow along. In the meantime, I am going to go to Proctorio here. I'm just using this quiz that I have access to as a student so that I can show you the calculator. So we are coming into our Proctorio right now, and obviously I have my phone out, which is a big no-no normally on Proctorio. This is the electrons quiz, just disregard that, but this one I have access to as a student, so I'm able to show you the calculator. So this is the Proctorio scientific calculator that you are going to see. Okay, and we're gonna do those 3 problems. So if you're watching this video, go ahead and pull that up next to it so you can follow along. For the first one, we need to divide 2 scientific notations. On this calculator, it's really easy to want to gravitate towards this for scientific notation, but you're not going to use that. You're going to use this E button down here at the bottom to show scientific notation. So I need to take 1 times 10 to the negative 14th and divide by 2.5 times 10 to the negative 5. So I'm going to open parentheses, and I'm going to go 1E negative 14. I don't have to do times 10 to the or anything. That E is my times 10, and then this negative 14 is the exponent. So that is how I put a number in scientific notation into this calculator. Then I'm going to divide by 2.5 E, and it is negative 5. Close my parentheses. Click enter, which is down here at the bottom, and I get 4E negative 10, which if you look on the sheet of equations, that is the correct answer. Of course, I've got to put it with the correct number of significant figures, but it's 4.0 times 10 to the negative 10th. So that one worked out very well. Let's go on to the next one. The next one, we are solving for pH if we are given the concentration of the hydrogen. Our concentration of the hydrogen is 3.09 times 10 to the negative 5. And we need to take the negative log. This is a very kind of funky process on this calculator. You're going to click the log afterwards. But the problem is there's no way to put the negative in front of that. So in order to get the same result, you have to take the inverse of the concentration of the hydrogen, or if you're doing a problem with the concentration of the hydroxide. So for this particular problem, the first thing I'm going to do is take 1 divided by that 3.09 times 10 to the negative 5. So I'm going to open parentheses, 1 over, and then I'm going to open new parentheses and put in 3.09 E negative 5. Close those parentheses, and now I click log. And by putting 1 over that number, I'm essentially doing the negative log of that number, which is what I have to do in order to solve this problem. So I click log, and I get 4.510, which is my pH, if you confirm it with the problem. Go back, and if that was confusing, go back and rewatch it. Remember, you're taking 1 over your number and then click log, and that will give you the negative log of the number that you're looking for. The third problem was if you are given the pH, what is the concentration? So for this one, you're going to use this button because remember, the concentration of the hydrogen is 10 to the negative pH, but much like the log button, you're going to push it after you put the number into the calculator. So if my pH is 4.510, how do I get my concentration? Well, I put negative 4.510, and then I'm going to click this number, and it's going to take 10 to the negative 4.510. And we get 0.00000309. If I put that into scientific notation, I get 3.09 times 10 to the negative 5, which is my concentration of my hydrogen. If you need a repeat on that, just go back and rewatch it. And this, again, will work for any of these problems. So that's how you use the calculator in Proctorio. I would advise you, once you finish watching this video, to take our practice quiz. It's these same problems, but just go over it and over it until you feel very confident with the steps of putting these keys into the calculator so that when you come to your test on Proctorio, if you need to use this calculator, you're not going to be intimidated by it. You'll feel confident and able to do these calculations. Thanks.